Hey love, so welcome to another video. I am going to start doing something a little bit different here on my channel. Instead of doing cartoon characters, I am going to start doing kind of simple art DIYs with the nails. I will definitely take any suggestions. If you have any suggestions on what you want to see me do next, you could comment it down below. If you are still interested in watching my cartoon nail art videos, I do have them on my Patreon. I will link it down in the description below if you're interested. On this video, I am going to be showing you how I attempted, and I said attempted because I did mess up on the first one a little bit, and I retried it again. So you see both of them on this video. But it is a fall themed globe nail. I don't know if you guys have been seeing it around, but they're pretty popular on TikTok. I definitely need to give credit to Ball Pit Addict because she did a Christmas themed snow globe, nail snow globe. I'm not sure what these are called, but it looked pretty cool. And she did give you like a step-by-step. It was a quick, I think, minute video. So I figured that I can do a full-length video for those that are interested in watching how to create them, so you can create your own. Now going into the video, you can see that right there I was measuring my nail. I wanted to make sure that wherever I kind of encapsulated that globe, it wasn't going to be touching the tip of my finger. So I was kind of measuring to see how much I really had to do. I did show the products at the beginning, and I can go ahead and explain the products once again as I'm using them. This is Builder Gel. This one is from Bumblebee Professional. Builder Gel has a thicker consistency than regular gel polish, which is why I wanted to use the Builder Gel. I don't remember what Ball Pit used on her video, but Builder Gel is definitely going to give it that strength that I want on the nail. The one problem that I'm going to tell you in advance that I didn't know until after I created this first nail. So this does have a sticky layer on it. So once I'm going to dry it, their stickiness stays on the nail, and you're going to be able to see how I go in to dry this. I put the tip right on top of it and I dry it together. And I didn't realize that once I went in to put all of the charms inside of the nail, they were going to get stuck because obviously it has a sticky layer. Here I am bringing out my gelish portable lamp. I usually use this lamp for when I'm doing gel-X nails. I believe the lamp stays on for about 30 seconds. Once I dried it for 30 seconds, I did make sure to put it in my regular lamp for a full 60 seconds to make sure it's fully dried. Once it comes out of the lamp, go ahead and gently remove it from whatever you used. I think Ball Pit said to use some plastic type of thing, but I just used a form for acrylic and it worked perfectly fine. Here I am showing you that there's little grooves inside of that form. So now there's grooves on in the back of my nail. So because I was scared that there might be holes and the oil might leak out, I did put in a thin layer of the Builder Gel. After I finished applying the Builder Gel, I dried it for 60 seconds on my regular lamp. And then I grabbed 70% alcohol with the lint-free wipe to remove that sticky layer. Here is where I realized that that sticky layer stays, and now the inside was now sticky. But I still continued with the same nail. Make sure you're very careful on this next step. I grabbed some scissors to remove the excess gel polish on there, and I will go in to file off any imperfections with a 180 hand file. If you are too rough with the cutting or with the buffing of the nail, it is going to leak out when you go in to put the oil inside. So be very careful. I believe I do seal this a little bit once I'm fully done with my filing. Here I'm going in with extension gel, also known as polygel. It's very similar, they just have a different name. And that product is from Bumblebee Professional. I am using it to cover the tip of the nail. I needed something thicker than the builder gel that I was using. I felt like if I put builder gel here at the tip, it was gonna leak through. This has more of a clay consistency, so I felt like it would work best. Also, in order for the gel not to stick to my brush, I was placing a little bit of alcohol on the tip of the brush, and that way it avoids sticking to it. Here, just using the scissors to remove the excess. So I start off by adding some beads into the nail, and as soon as the beads hit the bottom, this is where I realized that the stickiness of the builder gel was going to be a problem. You can see that they're not moving at all, even though I'm tapping on it. So I chose to still continue with the nail and see if once the oil was in there, it would possibly work. So I continued. Later on, I will show you on the second nail that I did how I did it so it doesn't stick. But these beads were also purchased at City Nails. The leaf decals that I'm going to place as well. And there's like a holographic glitter that I placed in there as well. I have baby oil in my dropper here, and I'm going to place it in there. I wish I would have had a syringe, but I don't have one. I've never done this before, and I feel like it just gets a little bit more messier if you're using a dropper like this. So in the future, if I do it again, I might go purchase a syringe to be able to fill this up. I am going to encapsulate the top there with the extension gel, but before I do that, I wanted to clean off the portion that had some oil on it because I want to make sure that the extension gel sticks. If there's oil, I'm thinking it's not going to stick as well. So I put a little bit of alcohol on my brush, and I was wiping off the excess the excess oil on there. I'm going to be using the same technique that I did for the opposite end. I'm just going to scrape some of this extension gel on there and pat it down. Make sure that your brush does have some alcohol so it doesn't stick. and kind of smoothing that out a little bit. Once I am done here, I am going to dry it for 60 seconds. This is where I officially realized that not even the oil was going to help. All of the little charms that I put in there, the beads, the leaves, the glitter, everything was stuck. So at this point, I had decided to just try it again and see what I can do to fix that issue. So the difference from my first attempt to my second attempt, I decided that I'm still going to use builder gel here at this point, but I'm going to use a thin layer of it and dry that. Once that is dried, and I'm not going to dry it with the nail on top, I'm just going to dry a thin layer on the form. Once I have dried it, I'm going to put a layer of top coat. A top coat that doesn't have a sticky residue, that it's a no wipe top coat. Then I'm going to go in to dry the nail on top with the top coat. And you'll be able to see here that that's basically the only difference. I'm going to speed up the rest of the video. Everything else was in the first part of it, but that way you can see how this one officially came out. You have no idea how excited I was when it finally worked. So that's the only change from the first part that I had shown you, is to add a top coat. That top coat blocks or covers that sticky layer, so your product is not going to be stuck in there. The Moon House is currently my favorite glitter from Madam Glam. If you didn't already know, I am an affiliate with Madam Glam. If you use my discount code YessyNails40, you get 40% off your purchase, your next purchase. And this is such a beautiful color. I am adding a layer of it. Don't do what I just did. I wiped the back of the nail with my hand, and make sure you're wearing gloves all the time. And I always tell my students that, to not wipe your nail polish with your hands. Make sure you always have protection. So I added a layer and I kind of blended out so it doesn't have a harsh line at the bottom. And basically this portion of it was to cover that ugly blob that I have on the back. But I did 2 layers of this color and I think it came out pretty good. You can use any top coat to finish off the nail. Here I'm using the Nails by Def top coat. It's thicker in consistency and it just allows that chunky glitter to kind of be just one smooth nail instead of feeling that chunkiness at top. Here I am showing you the first and the second nail I did. You can clearly see that the second nail is the only one that's doing the effect that I wanted it to do. And the one on the left is just stuck. It still looks pretty. I still like it. It still has the oil bubble in there, but it's not exactly what I wanted. But I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a little something today. And let me know down below what other video you would like to see me do.